50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, on a Monday, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 451. Today is Monday, October the 7th, 2024. And I just had a crusher of a day. Fucking Mets just blew it in the bottom of the ninth. Kid, how the hell you doing?
Dude, at least it was a good game. It got exciting late. Those 8th and 9th innings. Honestly, it's been a zoo, Dill. If for people out there listening, if you haven't been watching playoff baseball, do
You're
yourself
missing
a
out.
favor. If you are missing out, but do yourself a favor, tune in 7th, 8th, and 9th. I'm telling you.
Yeah, especially the Met games. I don't know. They just turn on the offense, but yeah, they lose game 2 at the bank. Game 3 will be Tuesday in Citi Field. But we have a great episode. We'll recap Sunday. Had some really good games in the 1 o'clock window. I know I was shitting on the slate, but we had some good games here on Sunday. We're recording this a little right before Sunday Night Football. So before that, what a wild week in college football. Top 25 teams go down. We got a new AP top 25. We got Monday Night Football as well. Chiefs hosting the New Orleans Saints. We'll take care of that game as well. Playoff baseball continues, like E said. We got 2 games in the American League. Tigers, Guardians, and Royals and the Yankees. And then we start our NBA futures with the Atlantic Division. We'll take care of my Knicks, Elvis's Nets. We got the Boston Celtics as well. So we'll take care of that a little later on in the show. But we will start here today. Across the pond, we'll get that out of the way quick. The Vikings, we said it. They were the right side, 23-17. I'll say this. I didn't think Sam Darnold played all that well. I think our defense played pretty well. I think the loss has to be on Aaron Rodgers. That pick six, three interceptions, all of them were kind of bad. The pick six, linebacker, great name. He picked it off and read his eyes immediately. Still can't get anything going on the ground. Breece Hall couldn't do anything. Finally saw a breakout game from Garrett Wilson. It was nice to see, but even in some he was targeted 22 times and only caught 13. There were some of them where the connection still seems off to me. Tyler Conklin had a pretty good game. Lazard had that touchdown. We fought. I thought our defense played good. They kind of shut him out. Just 2 field goals in the second half of the game. I thought our defense played well. Some iffy calls, I'll say, on Sauce. But outside of that, I don't think this one is on our defense, kid, if I'm being honest. I thought we limited the best we could Justin Jefferson. Outside of him, no one really did anything. It was the pick six. And I don't really think Sam Darnold played all that well.
Yeah, Dale, I think your defense, besides, let's just say, some pass interference. I'm not going to say every single one was a pass interference, but majority were, though, So if your defense was just a little more disciplined, you're alive. Like you said, I don't think Sammy D played well at all. Your defense played pretty damn great, in my opinion, besides some of those PI calls, And for the Jets still, for Aaron Rodgers in that offense still, my main concern still, that's a couple weeks in a row now, the running game was kind of non-existent. Since the New England game, your running game hasn't really doing much. Breece Hall, he's just trending downwards. I don't know what's going on with him, Dill. And I'm glad to see that Garrett Wilson finally had a good game. It took 5 weeks in, Dill, but it comes in a loss. Aaron Rodgers did not look good. I can honestly say he looked like a 40-year-old quarterback today. When that blitz came, bad pick six, and then to end the game, Stephon Gilmore was just being a vet, doing the veteran things, showing that he's still a pretty good damn corner in the league. So give credit to Brian Flores and the Minnesota Vikings for pulling off a win on the day Sammy D honestly looked normal.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's why you go and get a Stephon Gilmore like that to close it out. Now they go into their bye. You rest up a little bit. 5-0 heading into the bye for the Vikings. So, we said Vikings were the right side there. So I'll say this. It is still early, but they gotta start clicking sometime very soon. Let's go out to Chicago Bears. They take care of the Panthers 36-10. They cover the 10. I told you, kid, I don't know. I had a good feeling about this. I didn't really think Andy Dalton was going to do anything in this game, and the defense showed out for Chicago at home. Caleb Williams, another good game, no turnovers, only one sack. DeAndre Swift, another good game. DJ Moore had a really good game, over 100 yards, 2 tutties as well. I'll say this, I guess the only positive sign for the Panthers, Chuba Hubbard seems like he's really good. Outside of that, team's not that good.
Yeah, definitely the most impressive Chicago game this season so far. I think Caleb Williams definitely coming in now, 20 for 29 game, 300 yards, 2 tutties, only one sack. Really didn't really make rookie mistakes. Didn't really make any big errors. DeAndre Swift, it's a couple weeks now in a row, though he's getting it going on the ground. DJ Moore kind of stung his own Panthers team there with 2 tutties and a buck. They'll great win for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, 100%. They now move to 3-2 on the year. Your dog of the day, kid. It looked good for most of the game.
It looked great. It looked great, though.
They were down 10 points with about 6-7 minutes left. And here come the Ravens. Huge win on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. They moved to 0-3 at home, 1-4 on the year. Their playoff chances are slipping, kid. They have a good team. Joe Burrow had a really good game. He had a franchise record, 5 tutties. Weren't able to run the ball all that well, but it is a good defense there. Henry, another 100-yard game. Joe Burrow is now 1-6 against the Ravens in his career. So can't do it. Even in a career game where he had 5 touchdowns, it still wasn't enough. Kid, that defense is a liability.
Yeah, Dale. Lamar was amazing. Even Joe Burrow, he outplayed Lamar, but Lamar was special. My question to the Ravens was, prior to this game, why I had Cincinnati as a dog of the week. I honestly thought they should have won this game, but the only reason I thought that, though, is because who's gonna step up? Who's gonna step up on the outside? Except Derrick Henry and Lamar, who's been honestly the offense so far this season. Zay Flowers finally had a 100-yard game. He had a great day. Isaiah Likely, he had 2 touchdowns. Didn't really do many yards, but you had other guys getting involved. Tylen Wallace, Mark Andrews, 4 catches, 55 yards. Bateman, the other tight end, Charlie Collar. So that's what I like to see from this Ravens team. The fact that Derrick Henry still had his, Lamar still was able to do it on the ground. But the fact that he was able to do 350 yards passing, Dale, that's going to be the X factor. That's going to make this Ravens team a championship contender when they could execute 175 on the ground with 350 yards on the air as well. As damn near unbeatable, Dale. And Joe Burrow was almost damn near flawless. A couple missed throws, but that's about it, Dale. The kid went 30 for 39, almost 400 yards, 5 tutties. He had the one pick early, Dale, but Jamar Chase had himself a day. T. Higgins is coming back from that injury. It's a shame that the Cincinnati Bengals didn't win this game.
Yeah, Derrick Henry now enters an elite category of one of just 5 players: Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Adrian Peterson. Only 5 players in the history of the game with 10,000 rushing yards and 100 scrimmage touchdowns in their first 125 games. I'll say this, kid. I think this is kind of the last of a Derrick Henry, one of those 10,000-yard backs that we're going to see in probably a while, I'll say. We're looking at a future Hall of Famer, kid. What this guy does week in and week out is nothing but short of greatness.
Yeah, Dale. Derrick Henry is just phenomenal. Everybody thought, him leaving Tennessee, we know he still has some gas left in the tank, Dale, but he still looked like he's in his prime. It's no drop off. If anything, he's performing better this season than he did last season.
Yeah. 100%. So, tough loss for the Bengals. They moved to 1-3 now in the AFC North. Hey, kid, I thought that was a good game. I thought you guys got a late touchdown to win it from Polk. Jacoby Brissett drove him down the field, but it was out of balance. The Miami Dolphins take care of the New England Patriots 15-10 at home. I mean, I guess good and bad because you're under hit. I don't know if it would have hit if he would have scored.
Nah, it still would have hit, though. The game went under by a mile, just 25 total points. Though, realistically, we played well enough to win this game, but, Tyler Huntley and company did enough late. It was 7-3 for about 2.5, 3 quarters, though. And then, some things was able to happen. Give credit to Miami pulling off, let's just say, an ugly win in New England.
Yeah, I mean, hey, shout out Ramondre Stevenson, kind of getting his job back, fumbling every game, coming back, 12 carries, 89 yards. Mario Douglas had a good game as well. Going into their bye, I think this was a big win for the Dolphins here, kid. Maybe get Tua back, or he's still going to be out of game because on IR, but they are itching to be a little better. Let's go to Washington, man. Jaden Daniels continues to deliver 34-13. They take care of the Brownies. Yeah, Deshaun Watson's just not good anymore, man. When are we going to start seeing my boy Jameis Winston in here, right?
Well, clearly no time soon if Kevin Stefanski Kevin Stefanski came out saying there's not going to be a quarterback change. So
that's a problem.
I'm going to disagree with that. At the end of the day, you only scored 13 points against even
They've yet to score 20 points all year, E.
Didn't know
that's a problem.
I'm going to say Dan Quinn's defense is coming along. It is getting better week in, week out. But Deshaun, you should be able to at least perform at some level today, though. He did not look good. 15 for 28, 7 sacks. Once again, that offensive line is going to get that man hurt. I'm going to say that one more time. That offensive line is going to get that man hurt. And to be honest, though, Jaden Daniels, give him credit. He played good, but played like a rookie today. Wasn't as accurate as usual. Kind of made some mistakes. Took a couple of sacks. Made some great throws down the field to Terry McLaurin. But overall, great Washington win. Though the defense is what honestly was impressive today.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels becomes the first player in NFL history with 1,000 passing yards, 250 rushing yards in the first 5 games. Third quarterback since 1950 to win 4 of his first 5 starts. The other 2, Dak Prescott in 2016 and Joe Ferguson in 1973. Amazing company to be in, I'll tell you that, by Jaden Daniels. But hey, they're on top of the division right now. Say what you want, but this Washington team is 4-1, and they're 2 games up with Dallas right now, and we'll see how Sunday Night Football goes. But the rookie continues to deliver. Big win for the Redskins. Jaguars, there are no more defeated teams out there. They get their first win at home. It ain't come easy, I'll tell you that, because 24 points. Here comes Joe Flacco in the fourth quarter. He was just letting it sling to Alec Pierce. 3 catches for 134 yards. Trey Simeon, he did what he could. Jonathan Taylor being out kind of hurt them a little bit. But I thought Joe Flacco slinged it. I mean, it was amazing. Trevor Lawrence played okay. Besides the 1 pick, he didn't get sacked, which was good. Tank Bigsby, he continues to deliver. I think he's starting to become that number 1 running back in Jacksonville. And the rookie at LSU continues to deliver in Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, Dale. Definitely a sweaty game for the lock of the week with the Jaguars. I knew they were due for a win, but Joe Flacco just continues to show you he could still do it. 360, 3 tutties. I can't stress it enough that Joe Flacco continues to just go out there and just light defenses up, Dale. Give credit to Jacksonville. Dougie P kind of saved his job with this game. Trevor Lawrence dropped definitely a few dimes today. Feud up Brian Thomas Jr., the rookie Christian Kirk as well. And I honestly think, Dale, my bold prediction, Travis Etienne will be in a different team by Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. It's been tough.
Think about it, though. You could honestly get something in return. He's trending down. Texas Bigsby is trending upward. You might as well. I'm not saying the season is over, though, but it's not looking too bright. Might as well get something and build off that.
Yeah, no, I feel that, and that's a good call because he is trending where maybe you could get some extra pieces for
if you could get a
him.
3rd-round pick, 2nd-round pick, or add a piece, defensive guy, who knows?
Game where it was the best game in the 1:00 window, in my opinion. Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills. Texans take care of the Bills. They win outright. Game goes under as well. But Josh Allen kind of looked normal today. 9 for 30, 131 yards, a touchdown. He got hit. He was pressured a lot. Outside of James Cook, I really didn't think they really did anything special. Yeah, Keon Coleman caught that 1 long catch, but outside of that, they really didn't do anything offensively. Stephon Diggs had a good game. Nico Collins had that big gashing catch, but outside of that, he hurt his hamstring. So they kind of stuttered after that. They were only kicking field goals after that, but they hang on. And I mean, I just don't understand what Sean McDermott and Joe Brady are doing in the last possession. What are we doing throwing the ball out? And that's why ultimately you lost this game.
Yeah, Dale. Very questionable, uh, play calling and decisions late in the fourth quarter. Dale, I don't know why you just don't play for overtime. Why you dropping back, throwing the ball three straight times in your own end zone is beyond me. But hey, I'm not an NFL coach by all means. But Josh Allen, bad day. 9 for 30. He looked horrendous. Still, you know, that wide receiving core is definitely worrisome. If there's a team out there that's gonna have to send possibly a little more than anybody, maybe sweeten the offer for Devontae Adams, is this Buffalo team. Deal. I thought your New York Jets needed him. The Buffalo Bills need Devontae Adams. They need a star wide receiver deal because Keon Coleman. Don't get me wrong, I do like the rookie, but one catch for 50 yards. Besides that one exciting play deal, he was not there. Dalton Kincaid had a couple of drops. Max Hollins, him and Josh Allen yet to be on the same page. They could have connected for a touchdown or two. To me, Buffalo honestly should have won this game. They had their opportunities, they had their chances. They just couldn't capitalize. And Josh Allen honestly was just mediocre today. Give credit, CJ Stroud, another great game. Like you said, ever since Nico Collins went out the hamstring, the offense honestly did, slow down a bit. But give credit, Cam Akers ran the ball well in the team overall. Solid win, but Bills to me should have won the game.
Good for the New York Jets because we got them on Monday Night Football, so it was good. We don't really change in the standings, but yeah, it was a big win for the
Nah, but
Texans.
as a Jets, what do you want them coming off a win than back-to-back losses? I'm just asking.
No, I'd rather them lose just so we don't lose any ground in their division. So I hope everyone lost. I wish you guys tied, if I was being
That's
honest.
crazy.
Let's go to my lock of the week. The Denver Broncos. I mean, what a team. 3 in a row now. Sean Payton has the boys playing. Bo Nix looked good. 19 for 27, over 200 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. And Gardner Minshew's he's just not good. I mean, at this point, you got to put Aiden O'Connell in my opinion. And outside of
Well,
Brock
he
Bowers,
did come
I
in
know a
though.
little late,
Yeah.
but it was a little too late at that point. The game was over.
Mm-hmm.
What a pick six from Patrick Surtain. He's a beast. Javonte Williams is starting to get going, passing and running the ball as well. He looks like a dual threat guy out of the backfield. Quiet day from Cortland Sutton, but they still were able to put up 34 points. So shout out Bo Nix. He has the boys playing.
Yeah, the only thing I honestly could take away, it's just I want to know why Bo Nix and Sean Payton, went at it in the sideline. That's the only thing I could bet
Passionate.
I could honestly say about this Broncos team right now. Who would have thought I would have said Broncos winning 3 straight games with a rookie quarterback? Right now, they're looking pretty good. I know the Chiefs are wilding in the West, but hey, don't look too fast now. The Broncos are in the thick of things in Week 5.
3-2, sitting in second place. Like you said, obviously the Chiefs undefeated. We'll see what happens here on Monday night. But good couple starts. He started off kind of shaky the first 2 games,
He's a
but he
rookie.
settled in. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a
man.
rookie. I love it. It's passion on the sideline, and they're winners. They're competitors. They want to win.
Look at you! Look at you saying that! Look at
I,
you saying that!
I was a big Bo Nix fan. I'm on record. I'm rooting for Bo Nix, just not against the Jets. Dog of the day, no matter what you caught, because I did put an asterisk. I said, listen, it's going to be the G-Man if Malik Nabers plays. Winds up not playing. I text Elvis, say, hey, I'm switching. It's going to be Cardinals. It doesn't matter. They both won as outright underdogs. And that's been a trend, E. You said it last time. 2 big underdogs, 7 points or higher. They wind up losing. We'll start in the 49ers. I mean, what a comeback by Arizona. They score 14 unanswered points in the second half. And I don't know where this offense went. Brock Purdy started turning the ball over. They ran the ball well collectively with Jordan Mason and Debo, and Brock Purdy even had a few runs. Brandon Ayuk had a good game, but outside that, they really couldn't convert. The turnovers hurt them. And Kyler Murray was fantastic. 19 for 30, 195 yards. He had the touchdown. James Conner was able to run the ball. Kyler Murray ran the ball well. Hey, this is a really good win on the road. And I guess the biggest question for you in this game, or for both of us, is the window for the 49ers closing.
Nah, Dale. I know you was in tune to the Mets game. I ain't mad at you, Dale. But this game came down to Jake Moody's injury. If the man didn't get injured, the 49ers put this game away. Dale, they were in the red zone in field goal range, and they had to go for it in fourth down just because they don't have a kicker. Jake Moody went out with an injury early, and they couldn't attempt no field goals the whole second half. Though, if they had a kicker, they win this game easily. So give credit to Arizona for forcing things and coming out victorious. Kyler Murray, that huge run in the first quarter. James Conner, like you said, ran the ball pretty good. Him and Kyler Murray was honestly both 80 yards apiece. Wilson had himself a good game. And like you said, Brock Purdy turning the ball over a couple of times. Jordan Mason ran the ball pretty well. Brandon Ayuk finally had himself a day, Dill. Huge day, 8 catches, 147 yards. George Kittle got the touchdown, Dill. I wouldn't say no, not just yet, because we got to see. We got to see. When Williams comes back, we know this offense is going to be a little better. I'm not sure about CMC, but we know what this team is capable of, and they can still run the hell out the ball with George Mason. So let's see what the injury with Jake Moody is. But if they had a kicker there today, they walk out this game as winners. So I'm not going to take too much from it, but Arizona did win this game. Give them credit.
Yeah, Arizona moves to second place now in a short week for the 49ers. They do play
Yeah, they
Seattle
better
as
sign a
well.
kicker. They better
And
sign a kicker.
they better do something because, Seattle lost as well, 29-20. They did it without Malik Nabers. They did it without Singletary as well. And Tracy Jr., have yourself a day, kid. 18 carries for 129 yards. He just wouldn't be denied. Darius Slayton had himself a game, 8 catches, 122 yards, and a TD. And they played defense. They got after Geno Smith, 7 sacks on Geno Smith. We've said this over and over. We like the Seattle team, but this offensive line is an issue. He's always running around. Geno Smith, you can't. I gotta calm down because you can't lead your team in rushing as well. That's just, you're not gonna win the game if Kenneth Walker. Yeah, so Kenneth Walker didn't have a good game. 5 carries for 19 yards. They kind of locked up DK as well. JSN, 4 catches, 31 yards. So this defense, you got to give credit. Giants going on the road, impressive win without their 2 star offensive players.
To me, this was a more impressive win than the Arizona over the Cardinals. I mean, Cardinals over the 49ers. Daniel Jones, I think everybody needs to owe Daniel Jones an apology. 23 for 37, 257, 2 tutties, a rating of 109, And he ran the ball pretty well. 11 attempts, 38 yards. He was doing his things. Like you said, Tracy Jr. had himself a day. Darius Slayton, 8 catches, 120. Wildell Robinson with the touchdown, And the most disappointing thing was not the offense with Seattle, because we know Giants could dice them up. When they're in tune, that defensive line is pretty good. I'm not saying they're gonna be there week in, week out, but we know the Giants could get after the quarterback and they was able to do so today. Like you said, Geno Smith, 7 sacks. Besides that, the offense wasn't really, the issue. DK got it going late. Tyler Lockett had himself game. Jackson Smith did pretty good as well with the TD, but that defense, the fact that you wasn't able to get a stop when needed, couldn't get off the field. How many times did you saw the Giants in the red zone in the second half? Mike McDonald, I gotta be a little worried. That's back-to-back weeks. I think the Lions punted once, and then the Giants only punted once. Still, that's a little concerning.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to the next game. Matt LaFleur, I mean, what he's done against Sean McVay has been amazing. 5-0 against Sean McVay. They obviously coach together. And now he just has his way whenever he goes up against them. They win 24-19. Jordan Love, he played okay. Still, you could still say he's not 100%, I'll say. They were able to run the ball collectively well. Emmanuel Wilson, Josh Jacobs had a nice day as well with a touchdown. Tucker Kraft had himself a game with 2 touchdowns as well. Outside of Karen Williams and Jordan Whittington, I didn't really think this team played all that well. Tutu Atwell had an okay game, but it kind of looks like they're just throwing shit to the wall and hoping it sticks at this point with the Rams.
Yeah, Dill, this game was, it came down, late, but the game was much closer than it needed to be. Besides Jordan Love throwing a horrendous, back of an end zone interception when he should have just took the safety, honestly. But, he wanted to avoid the safety, tried to throw it out of bounds, ended up getting a pick 6. Rams offense, besides Colonel Williams, Dill, is struggling without Cooper Kupp and Puka Nakua. Jordan Wellington had himself a pretty good game, 2-2 as well. He did had one rush as well, but I just don't see where this offense could get in and be consistent enough to win games. 1-4, they definitely desperately need one of their superstar wide receivers back. The defense to me played okay. It's just offensively, who's going to step up for them besides Kieran Williams moving forward?
Yeah, speaking of Karen Williams, that's his 8th straight game with a touchdown for Williams. He has 22 touchdowns since the start of last season. That's the most in the NFL. So, yeah, outside of him not getting a lot of productivity from this Rams offense. But overall, I thought it was a good week or Sunday here in the NFL. I do go 5-5. I'm waiting on Sunday Night Football. I got Pittsburgh -1.5, but 5-5. I'm just dead even right now. I do hit on my lock, Denver -2.5, and whatever dog you winded up taking, the Cardinals or the Giants, it doesn't matter. Both of them hit, but outside of that, teaser doesn't hit because of the 49ers fucked us. But outside of that, I really feel like the only one I really got screwed with was the Bills. I really thought they were going to come back and win. Outside of that, it was a pretty even Steven kind of day. How about you?
Yeah, I went 6-4. To me, it should have went better. Like I said, I got burnt with Buffalo too. I felt like Buffalo should have won this game. Should have been a 7-3 day, but hey, it is.
Bengals too.
Yeah, Bengals too. But I got burnt with both. Should have been a day. Should have been an 8-2 day. My two locks with Stephon Diggs over, James Cook over, and Jaguars. So, we hit on the locks. The dogs, Cincinnati Bengals was the dog of the day. Did not get there. And then the teaser, we got fucked. 49ers, and I had Seattle. They both lost. Should have took the dogs, teased them up.
Yeah, should have teased them up, Bryce. Fuck it. It's all good. Teasers. Teasers look so good sometimes, and then they're just like, they just fall right on your fucking face.
Hey, but at least I was honestly kind of on point with that game. They'll Diggs over, Cook over, and Bills money line. Should have had it.
All right, kid. By the way, crazy Saturday, week 6 in college football, 7-5 for me. It was a really good weekend. Air Force kind of fucked me, but we got a new top 25. A lot of upsets. Down goes Bama to Vanderbilt on the road. Down goes number 4, Tennessee to Arkansas. I mean, number 8. Shout out Cam Ward. He balled out to come back to California.
Game.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. Down goes number 9, Missouri. Michigan lost number 10. USC lost as well. I mean, it was madness. It was madness this weekend. Texas, like you said, going to be the new number 1. Ohio State 2. Oregon 3. Penn State 4. Georgia 5 right now. But yeah, kid, it was overall a really good weekend. Rutgers, they wanted up pushing for you as well.
And
keep
then,
fading FSU.
Keep fading FSU. Clemson took care of business there. 1-0 and 1 with the push with Rutgers and then Clemson covering.
But we have to talk about what happened. Bama, your team goes down after one of the most impressive wins at home against Georgia, laying a goose egg like that.
Still, I'm gonna be honest. It was the defense. Still, the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed for some reason. You played so high against Georgia last week defensively, Dill, especially in the first half. First half, you shut it down. You couldn't shut down Vanderbilt, so give credit to Vanderbilt. I love the fact that they took the pole 3 fucking miles down to the Mississippi River. That was dope. But other than that, honestly, Bama did deserve to lose. That's why the sign, my little cushion is not up, Dill. Thank you for it, by the way.
Yeah, I had to say that. By the way, Liberty, they returned to the WNBA finals. They beat the Las Vegas Aces in 3 games. So we're gonna have a new champion, and we're waiting on the Sun and the Minnesota Lynx game as well to finish to see how the finals set up. But before we get to our picks, get a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted number 1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or a new coconut flavor. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Monday Night Football in Arrowhead. The Chiefs hosting the New Orleans Saints. Chiefs laying 5.5 at home, minus 240 on the money line, plus 198, almost a $2 dog for the visiting Saints. Over under is at 43.5. We will start with the side, kid. I mean, the weapons are very thin, but they're still laying almost a touchdown. Do you trust the Chiefs here at home?
Do I trust them? Do absolutely, but though I gotta see it. I gotta see it though. First game without Rasheed Rice. I understand Travis Kelsey had himself a good game last week, first one of the season. I understand Xavier Worthy, the rookie, has been, pretty good so far this season. But like I said, you got your number one wide receiver down, you got your number one running back down. I, and not for nothing, I think you will agree with me. They struggled a little bit offensively last week against the LA Chargers. I
Shout
think
out San Diego, though.
Yeah, shout out San Diego. Good people over there. I think Patrick Mahomes will be just fine, but I feel like the offense and Andy Rush just struggle a little bit. If I'm the Saints, I'm gonna spy on Patrick Mahomes so he doesn't hurt us with his leg, and also try to double team Travis Kelsey and see who could beat me on the outside. Maybe I keep some attention on the rookie because he is a speedster still, but those other guys like Noah Gray, Justin Watson. Even I do like Justin Watson. I lean over his proper total deal, but I got to if I'm the Saints, I want those guys to beat me. I don't want Travis Kelsey to beat me. I don't want Xavier Worthy Speed to beat me. I'm gonna need Patrick Mahomes and hit those other guys for those big, huge first downs. So my official play deal is gonna be the Saints plus 5.5. Though I do think they're live as well. I think the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been very close games. All four of them, though, can make a case this team should be 2-2. I think the Saints are live, though. Definitely, I think it's definitely look at a sprinkle on the money line, but I'm gonna take the 5.5 in my back pocket.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the side, but I actually do lean the Kansas City laying the 5.5 here. I just think this team finds ways to win. Without Hollywood Brown, without Rasheed Rice, without Isaiah Pacheco. Like I know it's amounting to a lot for Patrick Mahomes to make up for, but I don't know, man. At home, they always find ways to win here. It's going to be in a dogfight. I agree. I think it's going to be a close game throughout as well. I just think Saints, they're dealing with some injuries at linebacker as well. That's why I think Travis Kelsey could have a big game here after kind of a slow start the first 4 games, but they're dealing with some injuries. I do think Patrick Mahomes could have a big game. Should be a close dog fight. I lean here. I'd rather put him in a parlay or tease him down. I really don't trust laying the 5.5, but I do think maybe in a money line parlay, I would take the Chiefs here. Let's go to the total. It's sitting at 43.5. Now, the total opened up around 44.5. Come down a point. I agree with the line movement. I would take the under. I just think given the amount of injuries on both sides, the side with Saints on their defense, on the offense dealing with injury with the Chiefs, I think it's going to be a lot of running the ball here with Carson for the Chiefs as well, Kamara for the Saints. So I just think we're going to see a lot of pounding the ball, trying to not make mistakes, and kind of keep, especially from the Saints perspective, try to keep Mahomes off of the field. So I'm gonna take the under. I lean 43.5. I wish it was 44 still, but I agree with the line movement.
Yeah, I do agree with. I'll lean the under. I'm gonna give a bold prediction. I'm gonna say Chiefs 21, Saints 17. Though I got the Saints covering. I do lean the under. I don't see this. The Chiefs offense going too crazy unless they get pick six or something like that, get some extra points on the board. But I don't see this Chiefs offense going too crazy. I don't see Patrick Mahomes going out there doing 3, 4 tutties. I don't see that. But I do see them still able to get things done and pull away with a victory deal. But I think the Saints team deal, they're due. That secondary to me, that they've been playing well enough to win these close games these past 2 weeks, but they just unable to do so against Philly, against Atlanta. So I think like you said, it's gonna be a close game, and I think the Saints team is just due for a win, and Kansas City's due for a loss.
All right, let's go to the player prop market because, we're on different sides for the side. We agree with Thunder. We think it's going to be a low scoring game, kind of a nip and tuck dogfight. Like I said, I think both teams are dealing with injury. Maybe Chris Olave go to the wide receiver market. Maybe a quarterback, Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes. He still has Travis Kelce. What are we thinking player prop wise for this game?
I'm not gonna lie, Dill. One heavy lean. I might take it official come tomorrow. I think Judson Watson at least get a few targets his way. 24 and a half yards is too little. Just because one, he's a big body. It wouldn't shock me if he gets that in just one catch. So I think he'll get some targets his way. He's averaging 2 targets a game. I think we'll bump that up to at least 5. If he gets at least 4 to 6 targets, then I think he gets 3 to 4 receptions for about 30 to 40 yards. So I like his. Might take an official come tomorrow. Really like his lean. But my favorite prop of the day, Dill, is Kareem Hunt. Over 42 and a half yards at minus 120. This kid has 69 yards last week and 14 carries. Majority of the second half. Carson started that game, Dill.
Yeah.
He couldn't really get nothing going. He was going nowhere fast. Kareem Hunt came off the couch and got to work, Dill. So I think Kareem Hunt starting the game right now. He's number 1 on the depth chart. I think he goes way over this mark. I expect him to be somewhere around that number he was last week. 65 to 80 rushing yards. And when he goes over 80, Dill, I think the Kansas City cruise to a victory. But 42 and a half yards is just too small for my boy Kareem Hunt.
Call me crazy, but I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's at plus 110
He could throw 2.
I know, and most weeks this kind of would be a shoe in, I guess, but they, like I said, they're just dealing with massive injuries right now. Rashid Rice going down, Hollywood Brown being out for the season, even Travis Kelce being off to a slow start. It's just not, I guess, what they're used to as well. Chiefs, they rank 17th in EPA per dropback. They have been kind of conservative, I will say, along the, I guess, pushing the ball down the field. And I guess they're just relying on little short catches with their running backs, Samaje Perine as well, Kareem Hunt. But like I said, Saints, they're without 2 linebackers, Willie Gay and Swell as well. He's on IR as well. So they're out some guys, and I just think they're going to rely on Kelce. I think he could have a big game. I think Kareem Hunt, Samaje Perine, he has to rely on these guys moving forward, especially in the red zone. So I think at plus 110, I think it's worth a sprinkle on Patrick Mahomes to have 2 passing touchdowns. So I think he could get a screen and just go for one. So, yeah, that's going to be my second official play. I do like the under as well. But anything else here for Monday Night Football, kid?
Not though. Like I said, just those 2 player props I really like. I might take it the Watson official, but Kareem Hunt, people, for the people listening, 42 and a half yards is just too short. It wouldn't shock me come tomorrow. It's like at 46, 45, 47. So get it now as early as you can. I guarantee he goes over 50 plus. Well, I'm not guaranteeing nothing, but he should go way over 50.
All right, kid. Good luck. Let's end week 5 on with a banger. Let's go to the Diamond. We started the divisional round on Saturday. Guardians, I mean, they took care of Tigers kind of relatively quick in the first inning. It was kind of over after that. They win 7-0. Mets do take the first game. They wound up losing the second game. So they split. They did their job. They won 1 on the road. Mark Vientos, the kid just keeps on delivering, though, man. 24 years old after not making the team in spring training, getting cut, coming back up, getting sent back down. He's had a hell of a ride. The kid has stepped up, but our bullpen needs to do better. Yankees take game 1 at home. Back and forth game against Toros. That's going to be a really good series. Dodgers, they open up to a 1-0 lead as well. Shohei Ohtani hit a 3-run shot. I mean, the kid is absolutely incredible. Game 2 between the Dodgers and the Padres just took off. It's Jack Flaherty versus Yu Darvish, so that is going to be a good game. And then we will go to Monday. We got 2 games in the American League. Game 2 in Cleveland. The Guardians are hosting the Detroit Tigers. Tarek Skubal going for the Detroit Tigers. And Matthew Boyd going for the Guardians. Detroit laying minus 130. Over under is at 7. Is it 7, 7.5? I'm not
6.5.
6.5, obviously, because it's Tarek Skubal. But what do you got here for kid for game 2?
I'm gonna take the Detroit Tigers in the Triple Crown win, or winner in School Bowl. Give me the Detroit minus 130 on the money line. To me, they're due for a win. They ended the season the hottest team in the league right now. Lost 3 out of the last 5, and I think Cleveland Guardians. We saw them. Got off to a hot start. Give them credit. 5 runs in the first inning, deal, but cool loss. And I expect them to go on to game 2 how they play the rest of the game of game 1. Just to be a little sluggish. You know, be like we saw to end this season, and I expect Detroit to bounce back though. The offense needs to wake up a little bit, and I think Scuba is gonna pitch like he pitched all season long. Though I expect a gem from him. So give me Detroit on the money line minus 130.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to take Tariq Skubal and the Tigers to bounce back here. Minus 130. I mean, just look at game 1 where he really was able to hone in and Pete, one of the team with the most experience in the Houston Astros as well. Going on the road, tough environment, sticking on the road here before they even get back to Detroit. Think this is a good spot for him. So, yeah, I'm going to lay the minus 130 as well in game 1. Game 2, 7:30 in the Bronx. Game 2, the Yankees hosting the Kansas City Royals. You got Carlos Rodon going for the Yankees and Cole Ragans going for the Royals. Minus 152 on the money line for the Yankees, plus 130 for the Royals. Over under is at 7.5. Kid, I love the plus money here. I'm going to take Cole Ragans. I mean, what he's been able to do, first start in the postseason, striking out 8-9 batters. I think this is a really good matchup here against a team that, top of the order outside of Judge and Stanton really don't worry me. Obviously, got Soto up there as well, but you get through the order a few times. I like what Cole Ragans has been able to do. I would look at his strikeout prop is sitting around 5.5, 6.5. I like that over. But yeah, plus 130. I'm taking the Royals here to tie up the series.
Yeah, Dale. This one I don't have a play on the side though. I'm honestly looking at the total. Game 1, 11 runs scored.
Yeah.
I think we see the reverse of that. I'm gonna lean the under 7.5 runs. We saw Aaron Judge first playoff game. What he had 3 strikeouts. Wouldn't shock me if that continues. So I expect this Yankees offense to regress a little bit. Juan Soto off to a huge start. What he had 3 hits.
Yeah.
Besides him, dude, who's gonna be consistent for this Yankees team? I'm gonna go with the under, and I lean Kansas City on the money line.
All right, kid. Good luck. Let's try to stay hot here on the diamond. And let's go to the NBA. We are on our futures first week of many weeks until the 22nd when opening night starts. We will start in the Atlantic Division. Now, I just want to let everyone know you are the NBA guru, so we will let you lead it off and do most of the talking here. I'm more into college. Don't get me wrong, I am biased to my Knicks, but outside of that, I'll be honest, I gotta be honest.
Be honest to the people. You gotta be honest.
So outside of that, I try to watch as much games as I can, but E will tell you I'm mostly watching college basketball. But I'll have some plays here and there for you. I do dive into some player props as well, but we will start with the defending champs, the Boston Celtics, plus 320 to win the NBA title, to go back to back. To win the Eastern Conference, they are the favorite at plus 165. They are obviously the favorite to come out of the division as well at minus 120. We'll start there. What are we looking division? What are we looking for the East? Can we see a back-to-back? What are we thinking here with the Celtics? They bring everyone back.
That's the key, though. They brought everybody back, though. Realistically, I think Joe Mazzulla is a great head coach. I think he's the perfect man for the job. I think Jaylen Brown, he might be special. I think him being left off the Olympic team after winning, Eastern Conference Finals MVP and then the Finals MVP, I think this Boston Celtics team, hate to say it, but they look like they could running back and they should be favored to running back, and they are. Um, I hate to say it, give me the Boston Celtics to win the division at minus 120. Look at me, I love your Knicks. I love Karl Anthony Towns, the addition. Also love Paul George, the addition. But we can't deny the fact that this team is just loaded from top to bottom. They have a 10-man lineup, Even with Al Horford at 41 years old, this lineup is deep. Kristoff being healthy is going to help once again. Give me the Boston Celtics to win the division. Give me Jaylen Brown at plus 10,000 to win the MVP. A little sprinkle on that, like I said, I just have a feeling it's going to be a little revenge tour, being off the Olympic team after winning Finals MVP. The kicker ball. Sprinkle plus 10,000 for him to win the MVP. Give me Joe Mazzulla, Coach
Oh,
of the Year at
wow.
plus 1,200. To me, he was robbed last year. He should have won it. It is what it is. But I think they'll go for it this year. Give me Joe Mazzulla plus 1,200 Coach of the Year. Give me over 58.5 wins at plus 116. Dill. I think this team.
That's a high number, E.
I agree. It's a very high number. But even if this team deal with some injury bug, Dill, I wouldn't be shocked to win 60 games. I wouldn't be shocked to go under this mark either. 58.5 wins is a high total. But like I said, Dill, it pains me to say this. Boston Celtics are live to win it back to back. And I think you agree with me a little bit. I think you agree with me just a little bit. Um, Give me the over at 58.5 wins. Dill, give me the Celtics to win the NBA tournament. I think it's called the Cup now, right? The NBA
The
Cup.
Commissioner Cup or some shit like that.
Yeah. Give me them to win the cup, though, at plus 500. I think they're going to be one of the best teams in the NBA. And I think with those deep lineups, they have a chance to win the cup. And Tatum, NBA Cup, Commissioner's Cup, in-season tournament at MVP at plus 1,000.
I'll say this. I've come around on Joe Mazzulla. I used to criticize him a lot, but he is a good coach. I guess he's just a little weird. But we're all a little weird, you know?
Yeah. He's a little let's just say not the typical NBA coach.
Yeah,
Let's just say that.
but he gets the boys focused and he gets the boys playing and he wins, and that's all that matters here. So, yeah, I thought the number was a little high. I mean, they haven't gone
I
over
agree.
it. I mean,
agree.
last year they did win 64 fucking games, but
Exactly. I don't expect 64, but
yeah,
60 wins is not.
it's doable. I think.
It's still, they got the same team.
I know. I know. Let's go.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know. Let's go to the second best team in the East. The New York Knicks to win the NBA Finals. Third best odds outside of OKC at plus 750. Little high, if I'm being honest. To come out of the East, the second best odds at plus 300. To win the division, second best at plus 200. Kid, what are we looking like? I know you're positive. We got Cat. Got rid of Julius Randle. Team looks a little better. I want to see health-wise how they are when Mitch gets back. But on paper, pretty solid team, kid, especially defensively.
Yeah, you can't deny on paper they're looking good. And not for nothing, though. I know you say a little high. You don't want the world to be high on your Knicks, but you should feel proud. You should feel proud.
I like going under the radar.
It's no under the radar.
I know,
year.
not anymore.
It's a thing called expectations.
Yep.
Still, and it's hard to live up to those expectations. I'm gonna be nice, though. Give me over 54.5 wins. I do think the Knicks, if healthy, 56, 58 wins. I think y'all finish second in the Eastern Conference, unless the Bucks tweak. But I do expect y'all to be have the second best record in the Eastern Conference. I like this one the most, just because one thing I expect your Knicks to be in a lot of close games, and this got to hit a lot of buckets to win those games. Give me NBA clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson at plus 1,100.
Ooh.
I think down the stretch, Dale, when it comes down to it, I understand you got Cat, you got Malik Bridges, you got all-star additions in the offseason. I love them. But we know when it comes down to it, who's going to take the last shot is Jalen Brunson. That's why you traded for Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony, he's acceptance of that second man role. Malik Bridges, he's been in that role his whole career. He came from Phoenix. He went to Brooklyn. Still, he knows how to play his role. I think Jalen Brunson is going to lead the league in possibly, game-tying shots, game-winning shots, clutch free throws, stuff like that. And not for nothing, we saw in the postseason last year, the guy's a fucking clutch clutch bucket getter. So I don't know if this is a new award this year. I never seen it. So NBA clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson at plus 1,100.
I love it. I was looking at the over. I think we could get over 54 wins. I do like that. Minus 106 as well. I just like to fly under the radar, kid. I don't like having all the buzz around us, but it's New York. I mean, it's gonna happen when you made a run like you did last year. You bring in a guy like Cat. On paper, you did get better. So like you said, there are expectations. We'll see how they go, but
And I have a few more plays, though. Give me the
yeah.
sprinkle to win the NBA Cup at plus 950. Like I said, though, Jalen Brunson. If it's a 5-point game, 3 minutes left, I'll probably put my money on the Knicks and Jalen Brunson to end that game, no matter who's out there. You know, we saw it time and time again come playoff time, though. Jalen Brunson could just get a bucket when needed. So give me a sprinkle to win the cup. Dale, give me this one. I think you're gonna like. Give me Josh Hart to win sixth man of the year at plus 4,000. I'm surprised he's at plus 4,000 people. Unless he's gonna get some starting time, which I doubt. But I think Jalen Brunson could easily come off the bench, give you at 12 to 15, 6 to 10 rebounds, depending on how many minutes. Honestly, so it wouldn't shock me if Josh Hart wins the award at plus 4,000. And then Dale, this one to me, it's a must. And I think this one I'm gonna give to Coach Thibodeau, Dale. Karl Anthony Towns to average 10 boards a game at minus 110. That's the key for your success. If Karl Anthony Towns could just toughen up a little bit, stop playing the outside as much, and get his butt down low. And I'm not saying he needs to be Shaq. I'm not saying he needs to be down low in the paint 80% of the time. All I'm saying is if he's just a little more aggressive down low in the paint, which I think Tibbs will help him get there, if he averages 10 plus rebounds a game, though, I think that's what it's going to be a recipe for your New York Knicks. Not just, making a deep playoff run again, but possibly being championship contenders.
By the way, the reason I haven't been saying to make the playoffs is because the Celtics and Knicks playoff odds they're going to make it.
The Celtics are not even odds are available, and then the Knicks I think are minus 8,000.
8,000, yeah. So, yeah.
And then Philly's minus 4,500.
Those three are going to get in. Yeah. And let's go to Philly. They have the fourth best odds to win the finals at 10-1 plus 1,000. To win the East, third best odds at plus 470. And the third best odds to come out of the Atlantic Division at plus 400. They go out, they get Paul George kid. A lot of people said that was enough. We'll see. I like Tyrese Maxey. I don't know. The jury's out with Joel Embiid, if I'm being honest. I do think talent-wise, he's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I don't really like the way he plays. Maybe it's just me, but I do think getting a Paul George was a huge step moving forward, especially for the playoffs for this team.
Yeah, I in my opinion, the 76ers definitely got way better. Adding Paul George, who some people would say was the cream of the crop with the off-season free agents. And not for nothing, the 76ers got better outside of the Paul George signing. I think Eric Gordon is a great signing. Reggie Jackson is another great signing. The fact that it was able to keep Kyle Lowry, another good re-signing. So to me, in my opinion, the 76ers got better and they got deeper. And you add veteranship, people who want to win now. Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson. So with Paul George, hungry for a title. Joel Embiid, hungry for a title. Maxey, who's emerging like an NBA superstar, who's looked like he's ready for that moment, though. I love everything the 76ers are becoming. Hopefully, if healthy, I give them a shot to be contenders, but we got to get to the playoffs to speak about that. So I'm going to go under 52.5 wins, still. I know you did not expect that, but, 52.5 wins, that's a lot of wins. I don't expect them to be, let's just say, a top 3 seed.
The East is tough.
It's stacked. And not for now, I wouldn't be shocked if Paul George misses 10 to 20 games. I wouldn't be shocked if Joel Embiid misses 10 to 20 games. So I'm going to go under 52.5 wins. I'm going to go Joel Embiid to lead the NBA in points per game at plus 340, and then to average 32 points per game at plus 105.
I thought you were going to say you're going to take him to lead the league in minutes hurt. I was like, yeah, that's going to be a lock. Let's go to the next team. Where should we go? Should we go to Toronto? Yeah, might as well. Let's go to Toronto. That's good. I was going to say, do you want to stick on the East Coast? Do you want to go up north?
I got a spicy one for the Nets. Though.
Okay, let's save it for the last then. Toronto Raptors, should I even say it's like 100-1 or something to win the title? To come out of the East, they have the worst odds at 500-1. And then obviously they don't have the worst odds here, but they do have a really long shot. I think it is 50,000-1 or something for the division. So let's try to bet on something, kid, that we could actually bet on. which is the player for the win total, sitting at 29.5. The over is at -20. Can we see 30 wins from this team?
Can we? Yeah. Will we? I don't think so, Dill. Give me the under
Ooh.
29.5 at -103. Don't get me wrong. I like Emmanuel Quickly. I like RJ. I like Scotty Barnes, Dill, but I think Scotty Barnes will
He's the
possibly.
future now.
I don't know, Dill. I think he possibly
They
gets
paid him
traded.
like it.
Maybe gets traded. We'll see. I don't know.
Wow.
Dill. We'll see. We'll see
Wow.
how the season goes. I'm going to go under 29.5 wins. And then I have 2 plays, Dill. I have 2 plays. Like I said, I like Emmanuel Quickly a lot. I'm going to go Emmanuel Quickly to average 20 points per game at +110. I feel like he's going to take more of a role. Look around. Scotty Barnes is definitely the number 1 option scoring, but I think with Emmanuel Quickly, I think he's going to be the point guard. I think RJ is going to be at the 2, and I think Emmanuel Quickly with his speed, him developing his shot outside, I think he's going to have a big year. So give me him the average 20 points per game at +110, and a little sprinkle on him to win Most Improved Player of the Year at +2,400.
All right, kid. By the way, Sunday Night Football, if you guys are trying to watch, they're in a weather delay, so they're pushing
No
it back.
way.
Yeah, they're pushing it back 25 minutes, they said. But so we're good. Let's go to the last team, your Brooklyn Nets. Kid, I really don't want to say the division conference fine. They're not going to win. Yeah, respectfully.
Thank you.
I just don't want to say it. It's kind of low.
Our
And
over-under wins is at 18.5.
it's 18.5. But hey, spinning it to a positive, the over is juice -138. They're thinking you guys might get 20 wins. Or are we tanking for Cooper Flag? Is that what we're doing this year?
Both could happen, though.
Okay.
Both could happen.
Okay.
I say we get to at least 25 wins.
Oh, you're not getting Cooper Flag then.
I think we're live for Cooper Flag. 25 wins.
You think 25 would be the lowest? What was the worst team this year?
It don't need to be the lowest. We just need to be top 4, top 5.
Cooper's going 1.
I know, but Dill, it's a lottery. It's not the NFL.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
And the way these balls been rolling, you got the 4th spot, 5th spot.
Yeah.
You fuck around, get the number 1. Look at Atlanta.
I feel so bad for
Look at Detroit. Worst record, got the 5th pick.
Oh, it was so bad.
You
Yeah,
can't
I feel
make this
bad.
shit up. So
no, you can't. You're right. You're right.
Anything is possible, Dill. So I think both could happen. Give me the over 18.5 wins. I think we at least get 20, 25 wins realistically. We're bad. We're not that bad. Give me Cam Thomas. I think he takes a leap, Dill. We saw him first, 4 or 5 games of the year. He averaged like 30 points. Give me him to average 26 plus points a game at +155. I think he's going to be a scoring machine this year. And I think we need him to be. If you want to be, let's just say competitive, he's going to need to average around 28, 30 points still. He's our number 1 scoring option, number 1 offensive weapon. So we're going to have to cut him loose. And Dill, this one is juice. This one I love. He's been looking good. I'm not going to lie. I know I get hyped every year. You laugh at me. Curtis laughed at me.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to go at it one more time. I'm going to take a leap of faith. My boy,
God.
the lefty killer, Ben Simmons. He's going to have a jump shot. He's going to go right. He's going to go left. He's going to go pump fake Dill. Give me Most Improved Player of the Year at +15,000. It wouldn't shock me if Ben Simmons hit a couple triple doubles. Dill, he's chasing down blocks like he did 4 years ago in Philly. Dill, one thing about my boy Ben Simmons, he got the bag. That boy got the bag, and I'm be honest, Dill, he needs to play and reward the Nets for keep paying the man that high salary. So, I think Ben Simmons is due for a comeback year. If healthy, and if the boy's healthy, Dill, I think Ben Simmons could come back alive. Can he be that guy he once was?
Maybe.
I doubt it. But I don't. It's not completely out of my mind that he can be, Dill. So give me Ben Simmons, Most Improved Player, +15,000. Listeners, put it in now. Not too much, though. Not too much.
Responsibly. I'll say this. I really hope one year you hit this. Because one year he's going to go crazy.
Last year I hit the
triple double
+1,500 and you laughed at me.
Yeah.
That shit.
I'll ask you this. Have we seen the best of Ben Simmons? Or do you think there's more in the tank?
Yeah. We've seen the best. The kid won Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
He almost won
so he
Defensive
peaked
Player
already.
Of the Year. The man had 45 point triple double. I don't see that happening. in the future. I don't see a
Wow.
45 triple double.
Yeah,
Maybe like a 15-point triple double. The man gives us a multiple 30-point triple doubles this year. I'll be like, you got it.
you got it. Oh, that was funny. That I needed that on the way out. But that's the Atlantic Division. We will take care of the Central Division next on Wednesday. Lonzo Ball is back. Cannot wait to talk about the Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers. I feel sorry for the Detroit Pistons. Bucks, they should be able to bounce back with Giannis and Dame. And we got an improving Indiana Pacers team as well. So Central Division looking really good as well. Shout out Dan in the chat. Let's go Ravens. Yes, big win for the boys on the road. Don't say it a little too loud. Elvis had the Bengals as the dog of the day. Tough one, kid. But any last words before we do Monday night, kid? How you doing?
Hopefully we both finish in the green, Tell. I would love that. Last week you carried me. Week before that we both did good. You've been carrying us so far. So hopefully we both finish on the green, though.
Elvis, good luck. God bless. And we need a fucking Mets win, baby. Let's go.